There's a fish, guys. It's a largemouth. Not a bad one. What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to Cross Country Bank Angler. I'm back at it again today. Gonna try to do some summer wade fishing with my bait finesse system equipment today at my favorite river. I've been trying to fish this place all summer and I haven't been able to for a couple of reasons. One, it's been kind of a rainy, wetter summer than normal, so there's been a lot of, this river, it's pretty responsive to heavy rain and it'll get dirty and the water level will increase pretty suddenly to the point where it's not really wadeable. And also, one of the main access points that I used to utilize on this river, I no longer have access to. It was an unmarked area, but it turned out to be private, and the owner asked me not to come back. So, and that's just something that happens if you're fishing a place and it's not marked and you just don't really know. Anyway, we're at a public access today, a certified public access. I fished this from this access point last year one time, and it was kind of slow. I went upstream, and we caught some largemouth bass, some sunfish. We also caught a couple of Roanoke bass, including a new personal best. That was the most exciting thing from this river last time we were here. So today we're going to try to go downstream and explore that direction. Eventually, when we were going upstream last year, we hit a point where it was too deep and we could not continue to wade. So I'd rather try downstream and see how far we can go and see what's out there. But like I said, it's a public spot. It's going to be getting some pressure. There's definitely a good kayak launch or boat launch here. So the area that we're going to be in definitely it gets hit. But maybe for the further away we get from the access, usually the fishing will get better. So hope we will be able to walk a decent ways before it gets too deep. Yeah, that's the plan today. Looking forward to getting out here. Like I said, I've been trying all year and I just haven't been able to for multiple factors contributing to that. But I think hopefully today we can at least get on a couple of decent bass or something out of here. Maybe some Roanoke bass or smallmouth. That would be awesome. So yeah, you never know until you throw. So let's go. It's really kind of like, that late July, early August period where I think summer kind of reaches its peak around me. So that's where we're at. We've had actually a pretty strong heat wave here recently. The last few days, it's been in like the mid to upper 90s. Even in a river like this, that's gonna, drive the fish to seek some sort of protection from the heat. They're gonna be near cooler moving water, with some current, or they're gonna be in shady areas. Usually that's gonna be the most predictable areas to kind of try to cast around. So that's really what I'm looking for today is some shade and some current. Thankfully today it's not quite as hot as it has been. I think it's in like the mid 80s today, so maybe that'll help the fish out a little bit, make them a little more active. It's already really hard, people. So many rocks. Feet are already getting ripped up. I think that's a fish, guys. He'll stay hooked. All right, guys, first fish of the day is a little red breast. Took it off the surface. All right, caught a fish. Thank you, little red breast. It's about a 3-inch fish. Pretty small, but. Here's a fish, guys. It's a red breast. Not a bad one either. Okay. Actually struck it pretty hard. Just on the straight retrieve. Letting it wobble. That's a pretty one. About 4.5 inches, maybe 5. Great colors. All right, thank you, Mr. Redbreast. That's a pretty one. It's a pretty fish, guys. All right, people. So like I said, I'm switching things up here to a slower, more finesse presentation here. I'm gonna try to fish a wacky rig. I really don't use this rig hardly at all, but got these River Rock custom baits, 4-inch stick baits in the bubblegum pearl. That's the color. Waynesboro, Virginia. So semi-local brand here. Haven't tried them before. See how they feel here. Definitely got some kind of scent oil on them. Feels pretty soft, pretty salty. Let's get this thing rigged up. But here's the rig, 1/16 ounce wacky jig head with a little weed guard to keep us from getting snagged. Just gonna try to cast this, you know, to likely areas, let it drift with the current, let it kind of wobble down seductively. Here's a fish, guys. Feels like a bass. Good fish, guys. Good fish. Good fish. Stay hooked, buddy. It's a good smallmouth. Good fish, guys. This could be a PB. Come on, fish, quit fighting. Give up. You're caught. You're caught. You're caught, fish. You're caught. We've got you. All right, let's go over to him. You're caught. You're caught. Give up. Give up. You're caught. We captured you. Just get over here. Nope. You're caught. It's a good fish here, guys. Oh, yeah, guys. Look at that. Oh, guys, on the pink stickworm. He shook it off. We lost that bait, but dude, did it get us a nice fish. We had him pinned well, too. Dude, that is a beautiful smallmouth. Let's get this guy out into the light. Get a better look at him. Beautiful fish, guys. Big, powerful tail. This is a strong fish. Wow. All right, guys, I'm out here fishing a new spot at the river. Just caught this really nice smallmouth, probably a 16-inch, maybe a 17-inch fish. 1.62 pounds on the scale. Let's let her go. On a pink stickworm, wacky rigged. Thank you, buddy. You can let go. He's got my finger in his mouth. Come on. You're all right. There we go. All right, guys. That was a great fish to catch. Outstanding. Definitely the biggest smallmouth I've caught in a long time, if not my biggest ever. So you can see here we're down from the current quite a ways. You know, it's slowing down here, but it's not super slow. So, you know, after that, I'm going to try to just cast around, just fan cast this whole area, this deeper water, see what else is in there. Might back off the drag a couple of hairs. That's a fish, guys. Ooh, it's a Roanoke bass. Oh, ow. Okay, well, he got off. That's okay. I mean, I would have liked to look at him, but it wasn't a giant. Whew, glad I had glasses on. I think that hook would have hit me in the face. Let's make a few more casts out there, guys. I think we finally found an area where some fish are hanging out. I didn't really feel the bite that time. It just was kind of on there, and I thought I had a pretty good hook set, but I think it was just in the edge of his mouth. There's a fish, guys. It's a largemouth. Not a bad one. Nice, guys. Ooh. He's pretty strong, too. Come on, stay hooked. All right. Another bass, guys. Whew. All right. It actually has been a while since we caught another fish. It's pretty slow going, even though we definitely have found something that they want. It's a nice river largemouth bass right there near some wood. About a 13-inch fish, maybe, kind of average sized. Definitely didn't fight quite as hard as that smallmouth. Let this guy go. All right, people. swapped out the pink stick worm for the old yum dinger. This color is watermelon seed, just a more natural color. I don't think this will make much of a difference, to be honest. I mean, it seemed like the fish were hitting the other one without any problem initially, but it was like probably about an hour without a bite, so without a big bite. You know, we've been getting some nibbles, but not the commitment that we want.
All right, guys. So at this point in the day, I think my mic had stopped working. A lot of my stuff actually ended up getting wet. Still fishing here with that green yum dinger here, and we're just kind of letting this wacky rig lift and drop. And you know, when you lift up and it starts feeling kind of mushy, or you know, it doesn't feel like you're just lifting up the bait, like there's something else with it, you better set the hook. And we just got another fish. You can see our bait just flew back at us. And wow, this bass is going bananas right now. Oh yeah, oh, look at that fish, people. He's fired up. These river fish, you know, they're a little different. They fight harder than lake fish, in my opinion. This was another largemouth. This was probably, you know, 10 to 15 minutes after we changed colors. You know, we had luck with that pink one, and then I don't know, things got slow, so we switched it up, and it seemed like it paid off here with another river largemouth bass. Had him hooked in the top of the jaw here. That's ideal place to hook one of these bass. Let's take a look, guys. Beautiful fish. Beautiful largemouth bass from my favorite river.
There's a fish. There's a fish. There's a fish, guys. Smallmouth. Not huge. Not big, actually, at all. But he's not tiny. Come here. All right, guys. Another bass. Here, about a 11-inch fish. This is more like the typical size for this river and most of the rivers around me. Thank you, little buddy. Appreciate your fish. There he goes. All right.
What is good, everybody? So I wasn't able to shoot an outro on the water like I normally do in this video, mainly because I ended up wading really far and I just ran out of time. I just, you know, it was starting to get dark and I needed to get back to the car. So yeah, sometimes that happens when you're wading, you lose track of time, and before you know it, you're 2 miles away from the access point, and at that point you just got to start moving. And before I you know, continue here, I do want to say, you know, if you made it to the end of the video, you should subscribe to the channel. We got weekly fishing videos, bank fishing, wading, lure fishing. So if you like this video and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know every time I post something fishing related. But yeah, I did want to touch on the rig and the baits that we were using today. You know, we started off, I really kind of wanted to throw some crankbaits and see how that would go, but you know, the fish were just, you know, it was a hot day, and the fish were pretty sluggish, at least the bass were. So, we caught a couple little red breasts, one on that little bomber crankbait and then one on the Rapala. But, the main bait of the day for us was definitely the wacky rig. We were using a weighted wacky rig hook. And yeah, we used those 4-inch, those pink River Rock brand stick baits, and then the watermelon seed, that green Yum Dinger. But yeah, that pink one actually, that was the first time trying a bright pink plastic like that. And that was also the first day I've ever caught anything on the wacky rig, which really might be surprising to a lot of folks because that's just a super popular method for catching bass these days. A lot of people rely on the wacky rig when things are tough. But yeah, after that, this trip, I was definitely a believer in the wacky rig. I'm going to keep it in my arsenal. Particularly I think, I really like using the extra wide gap hook kind of Texas rig style weedless rig with the stick worm. But when there's less cover around and the water's clear, I think a wacky rig might get a couple extra bites in comparison. It's just a unique action, a unique presentation. So it's going to be part of my sort of finesse fishing arsenal from now on, for sure. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something about summer waiting for bass and some of the methods, some of the baits that you can use. That pink, it looks really bright, out of the package, but what I've found is actually once it's underwater, a lot of that bright sort of fluorescent pink color kind of goes away and it ends up looking a lot more natural. It's a softer color once it's underwater. So I'm going to keep those pink stick worms in the arsenal, and if there's just times where I'm not really sure what color to use, that will be one that I give a shot because it definitely works. I mean, that caught one of the biggest smallmouth that I've ever caught that day. So anyway, thanks again for watching this video. Thanks for coming along with me today, and I hope to see you next time.